Hey, what is up there, fellow citizens of the internet? Welcome to my channel. My name is Moses, and today I'll be discussing the topic of Lyft Express or Express Drive for you, and just to kind of like explain to you what it is. Chances are you already know what it is if you're looking into it, but whether it is worth it for you or not. So what is it? It is basically a way for Lyft to provide vehicles for people that want to be Lyft drivers while they are not able to use their own vehicles, or if they do not have a vehicle for themselves. This is obviously beneficial for Lyft because they get more drivers on their network, which translates to more money for them. So how do you register for it? Basically, you just register with Lyft first. You cannot register for Express Drive without being a Lyft driver. So go through the registration process with Lyft and then opt in to sign up with Lyft Express Drive. The signing up process is very easy, straightforward. It took me about 15 minutes tops from the point where I got to the hub and going through the tutorial and really understanding what it is that I was getting myself into and all that. And then 15 minutes later, I was out driving the 2017 Hyundai Sonata. Okay, so it is very simple, very straightforward, and it works for everybody. Now, I'm just gonna jump straight into the pros and cons here. So the pros, for me personally, now keep in mind this is going to vary depending on the person and the needs that you're trying to meet, right? So the pros for me were that I get to put less miles and less damage and less wear and tear on my own personal vehicle, right? So I've been driving with Lyft for about almost a year. There was like a long several months in between where I did not drive for personal reasons, but I just got back into it, and I drove around my car, and I kind of realized, oh man, I'm putting a lot of miles on my car, wear and tear. Is there an option out there? And thankfully I ran into Express Drive. The other pro is that for me personally, I realized that my car, in comparison to the one that I'm driving right now, the Express Drive vehicle, the Express Drive vehicle is a lot nicer, a lot cleaner, and it provides a much smoother ride. So it is a pro in the sense that my passengers get to experience a nicer, calmer ride, which translates to cleaner conversations, not cleaner conversations, but clearer conversations, because when I hit the bump roads, we still, there's, I don't have to stop talking until we're done, bumping up or hitting all the bumps. So it provides a much cleaner ride, which translates to a much better experience for the rider and for myself. Absolutely. There's newer technology, and I mean, it provides a much, like I said, it just provides a much cleaner riding experience. So that is a pro for me for sure. Now, I was driving my own car for a few weeks, and which I do like, and I will go back to it actually, not because this car is not what I thought it was gonna be. It's definitely better. I'd rather be driving this every day than driving my own car, but the cons for me might outweigh the pros, and I'm gonna get to that later. So let's talk about some of the cons here, right? The cons is obviously you gotta pay $250 a week, right? That is if you do not intend on driving for Lyft full time. Express Drive might be a horrible idea. Excuse me, because $250 a week is not easily attainable if you're not driving full time. Okay, the second con here is that if something happens to this vehicle, you are 100% liable for anything and everything that happens to it. And I guess that's the same thing as if you were driving your own vehicle. You're responsible for anything that happens to it. But yeah, if someone decides to throw up in the back of the car or something like that, if someone hits you, Lyft does have insurance that comes with it, and Hertz, which is the company that Lyft went through for this particular vehicle, also takes care of some of it, but you have to pay, I think, $1,000 deductible. So that is a con, because with my vehicle, it is a much older vehicle. So if I were to get into a car accident, the cost of repairing it would be much more than the vehicle itself. So my vehicle just get totaled right away, which at that point, then I would, if I wanted to continue lifting, I'd have to get an express drive vehicle for that. But use your own vehicle if you can, because it's the con is gonna be that if you're gonna be using an express drive vehicle and you're not a really safe driver, it may not be worth it if you get into a car accident. So that's another con. But overall, I would say that if you do not have a vehicle and you are in transition between your career or between jobs, express drive is definitely a much better alternative than renting a vehicle through through your own personal means. There's a plane going by. Express drive is a much better alternative than you leasing or renting a vehicle on your own and then trying to make money like that, right? So it definitely offers a much better alternative for everyone that does not have a vehicle of their own, and or the vehicles that they have do not qualify to drive for Lyft. For me, my vehicle qualifies and has been working perfectly fine. I simply wanted to try the express drive to see if it is even worth for me to get it, because me and my friends were kind of talking about it, and like he wanted to get into it, and I'm like, I don't know. He's not even a Lyft driver yet, but anyways, I was just like, okay, let me just give it a try and see how it works. But a huge pro is that Lyft tries to really make it easy for you to get the $250 incentive. So throughout the week, they give you several bonuses. Now there are certain amount of rides that you need to give in order to achieve those bonuses. So like, I think I have one more ride to hit a $68 bonus. So it's really convenient, so that by the end of the week, if you actually hit all those metrics that you're supposed to, if you hit all those stages, all those challenges that they give you for your rental car, you may end up paying as little as $19 for the week, right? But again, all the $250 is going towards Lyft at the end of the day. They just make it easier for you to attain the $250 so that you can go back on the road, which again, I cannot emphasize enough how important it is for you to do this full time. If you're not doing it full time, it's not gonna cut it. You might have to take off 2 or 3 days and drive 14 hours if you're not gonna be doing it full time. So anyways, that is my take on the Lyft Express Drive program. Let me know down below if you have any questions. I will be 100% happy to help you out with that. And yeah, if you are new to Lyft, welcome to Lyft. And if you're thinking on whether to get into it or not, I would definitely, depending on the location that you're in, do a little bit of more research and see if Lyft Express is actually worth for you. Like I said, for me, it was 100% not worth it on the side of the amount of money that's gonna get into it, given the fact that I have my own vehicle that also works just fine. If you do not have a vehicle, this is definitely a program that you should look into. Again, my name is Moses, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.